Hi guys, today we are going to talk about a book called When Broken Glass Floats, Growing Up Under the Khmer Rouge by chanrithy. I had gone to Cambodia in the year 2019 and I came across this book over there, and then in Bangkok, Thailand, a couple of weeks ago I bought this book from a bookshop there for 576 baht. It is basically a book based in Cambodia. Now, for the people who don't know where Cambodia is, I'll tell you where Cambodia is. Cambodia is a country in Asia bordering Thailand, Vietnam, and Laos. It's basically a book about chanrithy, who is living in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, a peaceful life with her parents and siblings. But then in April 1975, on the 17th of April 1975, the Khmer Rouge takes control of the country, and the people are forced to leave their homes and go elsewhere. Her father and uncle are abducted by the government and executed, and she prays to the Buddha to bring them back, and she is very sad and lonely and depressed after her uncle and father are executed because she loves them so much. She prays to the Buddha to bring them back, as Buddhism is the religion which is practiced in the country of Cambodia. It's a Buddhist country, so obviously the people over there will ask Buddha for help, since it's a Buddhist country. And she cries a lot for her uncle and her father. What happens next is that her mother, siblings, everyone is forced to go to the killing fields and work there. In the killing fields, they are tortured like hell. They are not given proper food. They are not given proper shelter or food or clothing or water, and they are treated worse than pigs. So she tries to escape from the killing fields, but she is always scared that someone will catch her, and she does not know what to do about that issue. And all her siblings and friends and parents and family, they're all dying around her, and she blames the Khmer Rouge for doing so, for making all her siblings and everyone die, and she's left alone, and all she can think of is food, as they're treated worse than pigs. So it's a very depressing book about the Khmer Rouge, who committed so many human rights violations in Cambodia back then in the 1970s, and how they tortured people and didn't give them their equal rights, didn't let them live, and made life hell for them, and how torturous it all was. It's a very sad and depressing and a gloomy book, but I managed to read it, but it's nothing great. It's a good book, but it's not as great as it could have been. There's another book I read on the Cambodia called Surviving the Killing Fields. So the book is all about Cambodia, the war, and about the killing fields. What happens next is that she manages to escape, and then she starts studying English to improve herself and to become something. What happens next is that she wants to get out of the country. She doesn't want to live in Cambodia because there's war going on in Cambodia, and she has no one to live for. All her parents are gone. Her relatives, her sisters, her brothers, everyone is gone, and the Khmer Rouge is responsible for doing that. The Khmer Rouge are the people who are responsible for making all that stuff happen. Okay. So what happens next is that she's transferred to a camp where they're in Thailand. She's transferred to a Thai camp. Then she's transferred to a Filipino camp, and then she goes to Portland, Oregon, in the United States of America, where her uncle is. So she leaves behind her life of misery and injustice in her country, where she has to suffer and be tortured so much, and she starts a new life in Portland, Oregon, in the United States of America. And the ending of this book is so lovely, so happy, so cheerful, that all her sufferings are over and she's living a peaceful life in the United States of America, and she's left everything behind. This was a superb memoir, but it was not as good as it could have been. Okay, bye guys, see you again in the next video. Hope you liked the review of this book, When Broken Glass Floats, Growing Up Under the Khmer Rouge by Chanrithy. Bye guys.